the opioid epidemic, right? So we look at the opioid epidemic and you might like, how do we get to this point where we have all these prescriptions and we have this issue? So I did some research the other night, and I'm not going to read all of these. We'll try to post some of these when we do the edits. Let's just say just about every single pharmaceutical company who is in the business of opioids was all charged and convicted and paid lots of money over the last 10 to 15 years for giving kickbacks to practitioners. And to give you an example of one of these in specifics, this comes from a company called Unravel Solutions, and they pled guilty on July 24th, 2020. Do you want to know what they pled guilty for? Is they had a drug that they developed, or actually I don't know if they developed it, so I can't say that. So they had a drug, Suboxone, and it was a fentanyl that went under the tongue. And fentanyl is a very potent narcotic, and it was meant for cancer patients who are experiencing extreme pain and discomfort that they could use in an emergency situation and spray underneath their tongue. And what they found is that this company had created these like speaker programs where they would get doctors together and kind of like luncheons. And it wasn't actually a luncheon. It was a way to deliver cash payments to these individuals. So one of the examples that they give comes from, where is it? Yeah, it comes from the state of New Hampshire, I believe. No, sorry, in Massachusetts. And they found that specifically one of the doctors that they investigated, that during his time, so in the first year this drug was created, he actually did not prescribe it once. The following year, he started attending all of these different, actually, let me go back. SSIS is the name of the company. That was Unravel was a different issue. This company, SSIS, this is one who had the marketing plan with the speaker programs. So this doctor in his first year, without being in the speaker program, prescribed the medication 0 times, and what he found next year is that same doctor prescribed 672 prescriptions to his patients and was kicked back $44,000.
Holy crap!
And so this SSIS drug, so it was. Sorry, SSIS is the name of the company. Correct myself. SSIS, NISYS. You can look all this up. SSIS was the name of the drug. Was a sublingual fentanyl spray, a powerful but highly addictive opioid painkiller. In 2012, it was approved by the FDA. So this was Wednesday, July 5th, 2019. That company that I just mentioned, SSIS, was charged, and this is coming from the justice.gov website. That was one example they gave of what they were doing to showcase the scheme that they had built. And then Unravel Solutions was a completely different one, who had a whole different scheme, but it was the same thing. They were giving all these kickbacks. So as I looked this up the other night, I couldn't believe, I'm talking right in front of me, I have 30 different court cases in which pharmaceutical companies were charged and convicted of giving kickbacks to doctors for prescription drugs. And if we want to wrap this one more time to more recently, is right here I have documentation from Anthem Medicaid Group. And this is the outline of their bonuses for vaccinating people during COVID. So in the Anthem Medicaid Group, this is the COVID-19 vaccine provider incentive program. How do you qualify for bonuses? When 30% of your members are vaccinated, you get $20 bonus per vaccinated member. When 75% of the Anthem members are vaccinated, you get $125 per vaccinated member.
Wow.
Is it a wonder why things were pushed so heavily in specific areas who maybe had a company like this, and this is Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, who is giving these incentives kickback? And yes, this is actually like a document from them. This is not an online blog or someone's forum.
Wasn't a TikTok or a TikTok Instagram video, we saw.
So going back to being an advocate, you can look these things up.